So you saw me flicking through the book there, the book of ideas. I will eventually get them all done. And the one that caught my eye was, what do you do when the recipient starts asking questions? So I'm going to have to cover this on two fronts. Obviously, this could be a really long video if I wanted it to be. But I know a lot of you lose interest when they're long. So I'll cover two aspects. One that will be in your development groups, when the other student in your breakout room, or in person when you're sitting opposite one another starts asking you questions, or when you're doing it in a professional capacity as a medium, doing readings for friends, strangers, etc., etc. So let's cover the development group. And when you sign up for a class, I can hear someone behind me. When you sign up for a class and you are given instruction, so today we're going to be doing deeper evidence, today we're going to be working on better relationships, that sort of stuff. And during that class, I don't know how all classes are done, I've no idea, to be honest with you. I know my own. I will give a very clear instruction at the beginning. I will give this instruction 2, maybe 3 different ways, so everyone is on the same page and everyone understands what it is that I'm asking of them before they are sent off to their breakout rooms or to work with their friend, with their the person they've turned up with, whatever. But they are under no disillusion on what I'm asking them to do, and because of that they then go and complete the exercise. Very practical. My classrooms are very practical. Let's just get on with it, let's do it. Did you learn? No, let's run it again, so on and so forth. So when the other student then enters the breakout room and you start working and they say things like, can you ask them about my court case? Can you ask them about my move? Can you ask them about my partner, my love, my family, my health? It's a very simple get out within my classrooms, because you just say, no, Charlie's already told you. It's just how to respond as a client, a yes, a no, a don't know, and we're practicing this today. So I'm not gonna be doing that. That way it feels like it's not on you, and you just pass the buck to me, and then I take the hit for that, and I explain to the group why we don't do that in development. In a professional capacity, it's very, very different, and you can be asking for a lot of trouble. Now the light's going to be up and down here, up and down, so I'll try my best to do it, because I'm going into this part of the woods. So yeah, I mean, we've all done it. Every single one of us has done it. And there's something about us that when we're working for the spirit world as a medium, communication, you want to help. You want to take away any kind of burden or ease someone's pain. And by answering one or two of their questions should do that. But I tell you right now, it gets weird. So, for example, I've had just a few off the top of my head that I can remember, because these are not prepped or wrote out. I've had people say, did they actually die to natural causes, or did blah 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 end their life? Was it suicide? Was it murder? Was it this? You'll have other ones that are a little bit more light-hearted. Where did they hide the money? We can't find the money. Where's the key to the safe? That sort of stuff. And you'll have other things like, what did Mum think of the funeral? Did she like the words I wrote, or stuff like that? Now, I'm not saying that this is not important. It clearly is important, because they're asking the question. But the way that we deal with it is important. So now my advice to you guys is that you sort it all out in an intro. The way that you're going to work, the way that they should respond to that work, with a yes, a no, a don't know, and that you won't be asking questions. Everything will come through the communication. Now, there are going to be various formats to your intro, but I promise you right now, it will save you a lot of trouble later on. Even if you spend a good 5 minutes trying to get that right, the intro in the way that you're going to work. Will save you a lot of hassle later on in the reading. And I assure you it's not worth the trouble that comes with it. We're going to explain that now. I've said it in a few videos now, and some people agree, some people disagree. It is what it is. But it's you can't teach integrity or ethics. You can't teach someone to have a pure heart, to want to do it out of passion and dedication. You can't, no matter what you do. Let me adjust that light. No matter what you do, you can't instill that in someone. That has to be natural from you, from the heart, without that sounding like love and light. And the reason I talk about this is quite a simple one, really. Is that some people will come to you with very specific questions, very specific, and we have to take into account your upbringing, your religious aspects, your beliefs, your integrity, your ethics, society, culture, and you have to be absolutely certain, like no room for margin for error whatsoever. You have to be 100% certain that you are receiving the information from the spirit world. And it kind of goes without saying, you know, I work with a lot of developing mediums, beginner, intermediate, advanced, professional. I work with them across all stages, all levels, and it's usually mechanical issues that people are coming to me for. Like, I'm having a problem here, what is this? And the overwhelming amount of people that I will say, where did you get that information from? And they'll go, honestly, I don't know, Charlie. I don't know if that's me or if it was the spirit world. And so if someone comes to you with a question, one that may change their course, change their life completely, how they viewed something or what they should do or what decision they should make, and you are not 100% certain on where you've received that information from, then integrity should say don't answer it. Don't do it, don't give it. Unfortunately, that is not the case out there, unfortunately. And people will think I'm maybe overreacting. But I see it all the time in my classroom. I mean, I've got students that will vouch for it, where I say it to everyone new in my class. One, I'll probably offend the ego, so my apologies in advance. And why are you here? What brought you to me? And the amount of times I've heard a student say, I've come to you because I worked with high profile medium and the spirit world told that person to tell me that I need a break, that I need to give up mediumship for a little while. And I assure you the spirit world will never ever ever say that. Not the spirit world I work with anyway. They would never ever tell you when and when not to work. So it definitely needs looking at or addressing. Anyway, we digress. The questions from the recipient, it will all be cleared up in your intro. And hopefully I've highlighted a few reasons why I choose not to answer their questions. Now, I released a video recently about communication triangle, and in that triangle I discussed the awareness, not psychic working. Someone comes with desperation, don't look for why they're desperate, but you're aware of desperation. So watch the video if you haven't watched it. And the better and better you get at this, you know, communication triangle idea that I've put forward, that I put out there, is that you'll be aware that there will be questions within the energy. And if you've got the right intention, you've got the right ethics, and you know, you've got integrity, then as I reach for the spirit world, then in that moment, the likelihood is they're going to answer. They're going to give some sort of thread to fulfill the need of the client. And that may be not what they want to hear. And while you're practicing this way to the students that are going to take it on board, is that you are absolutely going to mess it up. And you are absolutely going to get the wrong call sometimes. And it will be another video coming up soon about failing. But I encourage the failing. I encourage you to get it wrong, because you'll learn more from that. Now what will happen, the collateral of that, will be that you'll be much better at your evidence. You'll be much better at your communication, holding the link, and dealing with the matters that the client has brung to you without them even needing to ask, which will then promote you and your mediumship. So it's definitely something to think about. So go try it, go mess up, go get it wrong. Do all of these things, because the collateral is a better person, better mediumship, better communication. And that seems to be the overwhelming response to why people are sitting in my classroom, because that's what they want. So, in short, tie it up in the intro. The tutor should be tying it up in the development aspects, and you as the professional doing the reading should be clearing all the misunderstandings up very, very early on. Right near a road here, so I'll spin back and try and get away from it for a moment. And I'm going to wrap it up there, I think. So, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll catch you lot in the next video. What you don't know is that I come out very quickly to record these two videos, because I had an hour's window and I forgot to turn the mic on. So I had to do the same video twice. See you next time.